Men of Reddit. What myth about men is 100% untrue and infuriates you when you hear it? I hate when I hear from someone when I have my kids and my wife is working that I'm babysitting. It drives me insane. I don't babysit. I'm raising my kids. I'm not a volunteer or a hired hand. Ugh. I'll never understand the very common belief that men can't or refuse to care for children. I was a single dad for a while. The amount of women strangers who assumed I was unable to dress, feed or take my daughter to the toilet annoyed me. The other side of it was I got a lot of welcome help from female friends and colleagues. Loads of girls' clothes, toys, etc. My biggest annoyance though was the institutionalized sexism. I had complaints about taking my daughter to a mum and baby group, mum and baby swimming, mum and baby anything. I was only allowed in mum and baby swimming when I threatened to speak with a lawyer regarding sexual discrimination and take my story to the papers. The sexual discrimination lawyer wouldn't deal with me. Only women. I've been the only man at every baby group I've been to and haven't had a single word said about it aside from a couple of "It's lovely to see a dad here" comments. This is in the UK. I do get a lot of "Where's mum today?" Giving mum a rest? Are you in charge today? Comments when I'm out and about though. Mainly from older women. That we only tell women our feelings to coerce them into bed. Like, wow, how new and amazing this relationship is. I'm so glad I found you. That is uncomfortable vulnerability, not some sort of plot. To coerce them into be. Or that sex is something men take from women. That it is something women hold and give out to men. Instead of thinking of sex as something enjoyable that both partners want to do together, it is this weird game. Looks like it's more culture specific. Being with a father figure by mother/grandma. Like if you messed up or misbehave, if your dad finds out, you'll be in trouble. Worst cases, when dad is told the story in a way that he gets angry and fulfills those threats. It wasn't only in my case. Most of the guys I've been talking with had the same case. Like, WTF. My mom was like this. The funny part was, when she did tell my dad, he'd look at her and say, "Did you take care of it already?" Asking if she already disciplined my brother or I. She'd say yes. So he'd be all, "Oh, okay." That men have to be brave and strong all the time. I love being the little spoon in bed with my so. Nothing makes me feel safer and calmer than having her wrap her arms around me and cuddle in. This whole be a man shtick that leads guys to internalize their problems and marinate in their own issues and neglect their mental health drives me nuts. It took me a long time to find female friends just so I'd feel comfortable talking about my depression and get advice on how to get the help I need. If I did not, I would without a doubt be dead right now. I stamp this thinking out wherever I can find it. It was almost the death of me. My wife is going to earn 1.5-2x as much as me when she's done with her study. So I'm gonna work for 2 to 3 days and take care of the kids when she's done. People act like I'm a traitor to the whole male race and that I'm crazy of being a half stay-at-home dad. Maybe I like to stay at home to spend time with my kids. Men can't multitask. Every time I hear that, I have to stop what I'm doing so I can get angry. Edit. Thank you to all who upvoted, and thank you even more to the kind souls who thought this worthy of the gold and silver. LMAO. But actually no one's really a good multitasker. We all just think we are. Mythbusters tested it, I think. Edit. Thank you. Now this is my best post with "I'm the best you come to" in second. In fact, the research indicates that there is no such thing as multitasking, doing tasks simultaneously as people understand it. We are actually switching quickly between multiple tasks and no one is good at it. Source. Alternative link to the article for continuity. Conclusion. If you want to concentrate and complete a task effectively, put your smartphone away. Edit. Thanks for all the karma, folks. Lots of folks are kind of saying, sure, but I can do these two things, which is cool. However, I don't think it's really so black and white because there's some question about what constitutes a task. I'm not sure autonomic functions like pooping and breathing would constitute a task. Also, apparently there's something called supertasking that fighter pilots and helicopter pilots do, which sounds rad. This interview from NPR's Science Friday addresses a lot of the comments. Whether you think you can multitask or not, it's worth a listen. And if you're reading this on a toilet, I hope everything comes out okay. That all black guys are hung, all Asians are small, and all white guys are average. Completely not true. There's a wide spectrum for everyone. Hung Asians. Teeny black guys. Whatever. Men think about sex every X amount of seconds. I'm a grown man with a life. I have more to think about than just sex. Dude, my health teacher back in freshman year of high school said something like men think about sex 8 minutes out of every hour. I don't know what Crockup's survey she read, but I doubt we spend that much time. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm too busy thinking about the glory of Rome to devote that much time to sex thoughts. Can't think about sex when I'm thinking about the might of Prussian supremacy. Get out to here, Prussia. You're drunk. That if we like children, but don't have children of our own, we are automatically given at the very least a little grilling, if not straight out asked if we are a pedophile. I like dogs too, for pretty similar reasons. Nobody ever asks me if I'm a dogs. Are you a dogs? Well, thank you for asking. No, I'm not. Well, at least not anymore. Surprisingly bitty. There are plenty of fish in the sea. Just get over it. It's you. I like that fish. Even if it was kinda mean and cruel. It's you. I like that fish. I need this on a t-shirt. Me having big feet only means that I wear big shoes. And seriously, what makes girls think they can just come up to you and ask about it? If he's got big feet, yes, nose etc. He better be packing, cause that's one funny looking dude. Badly paraphrased Jeff Foxworthy. If those 3 were true feet, nose, yes, I'd be hung like a horse. Unfortunately, I'm not. Eater. Great. One of my most upvoted comments. Less I. Horses have relatively small shoes for their size. Daughter to a single dad here. There was this myth I discovered when I was young. It's something almost all my female friends were told, but thankfully not me. The myth is a belief that there are such things as girl business where only your mom or other older females in the family should help you with. As the only girl in the house growing up, my dad helped me understand and deal with a great many girl business problems. Meanwhile, all my friends had their moms to handle it for them. When my friends found out my dad was sort of in charge of handling those with me, they were shocked. They asked me why I didn't have an aunt or grandma to help instead. Well, my aunts all live at least 10 hours away, and grandma is even further. I began to realize over the years that there might actually be negative side effects to this girl's only way of thinking. Sure, having another female assist you with those issues might be less awkward and embarrassing, but there's already an inherent awkwardness and embarrassment associated with it. Learning to overcome the embarrassment is part of growing up and accepting your body. Furthermore, I have since grown up and began studying psychology and done some research into this further for my studies. I'd have to do a more in-depth and wide-reaching survey and to come to findings I'd be comfortable with being peer-reviewed, but I have a theory that the girls-only mentality causes relationship issues later in life. Young girls grow up thinking that there are some aspects of womanhood men not only don't understand but can't understand. It makes them not only less trusting of male partners, but also keeps them from seeing men as equals when it comes to parenting. Sure, if you're a mom of a young girl, there's no reason for you to not continue helping her with all the complex feminine issues she's going through. Just be careful not to make her think her dad doesn't empathize or understand too. Don't make him this distant third party who will never get it, or someone who should not be involved because he has a penis. That's the same toxic female attitude that causes soccer moms to call the cops on a dad when he takes his daughter to the park to play. Men can parent too, and they are surprisingly good at raising young girls on their own. Edit 1. Thank you to the guys who have sent PMs to say thanks, and to the few who asked for some advice, I wish you the best of luck. Thanks for the gold. Edit 2. Thanks to everyone for the awards. I'm shocked at how big this has become since I posted it. I will reply to all the award givers in time, but I'm in my phone right now. Thank you again. My father was a great single dad to my sister, whose mother, unfortunately, chose not to participate in her daughter's life for the majority of it. Thank you for saying this. He has gotten no end of unkind looks, comments, and assumptions that bother him so much that it has brought him to tears. The ones that matter know, but this world does not appreciate single dads raising young ladies like they should. Thank you, again. The ones that matter know, but this world does not appreciate single dads raising young ladies like they should. Hear hear. I knew a few families growing up where the father was a single parent. They were always treated like lost puppies with the other moms. Oh poor Chuck. His wife ran off to become ups and now he has to parent all alone. Like it's some sort of terrible burden. while single moms were strong and independent women who should be respected for their sacrifice. Parenting is hard. Parenting alone is harder. Why are we making this about gender? If you expose us to radiation, we gain superpowers. In reality, this has only happened a few times and most men would just die. So you're saying there's a chance? That's a risk I'm willing to take. Sounds like a win/win. Men can't beeps by woman. Or that men can get assaulted/harassed by other men. I've had some very pushy men approach me, one going as far as trying to touch my ass and pss inside my underwear, after I said like 3 times that I'm straight and not interested. Luckily the women I was out with immediately chastised that guy. But TBH, guys laugh at me when I tell that story and talk about how badly they would beaten him up. Women who I've told always reacted shocked and emphatic. I was roofied at a pss bar a few months ago. Nothing happened, but I'm pretty certain it was only because I left the bar and somebody found me out on the sidewalk outside the bar unable to move or do anything really and called my friend to pick me up using my phone. It's getting better now, but back in the day basically every guy on TV was a sports obsessed, car/motorcycle loving, beer swilling moron who couldn't function without his wife to look after him and the kids. My wife went away last week for work and I'll have you know that only half my kids got eaten by wolves. You did your best, man. Wolves always hunt in packs, so you were probably outnumbered. Plot twist, he only has 1 kid. Well, half of one now. That we are all not interested in or incapable of being involved in the planning of our weddings. I cannot tell you how many comments like remember, it's her day, not yours, I received during the 2-year lead up to our wedding. I'm not going to lie to you and say I'd been looking forward to getting married since I was 12 or something, but I took an active interest together with my wife in the planning of our wedding. It's not my day, it's hers. It's that. It was our day. We planned it together. Her vision definitely brought it all together and she did an astounding job, but she didn't just make decisions on her own. We talked together about and worked together on every single thing involved in the event, and we were both ecstatic with how it turned out. It turned out beautifully. I try not to toot my own horn very often, but I never thought the best party I'd ever go to would end up being my own. My own parents, who are in an incredible, cooperative, supportive, happy married relationship, and are the best parents I could have possibly asked for the record gave me grief about this sort of thing when I was telling them that if/when I get married, I want a smaller, not exorbitantly expensive wedding. They both, especially my dad, insisted that my hypothetical fiance would be the one calling all the shots. That I type it out. I have to wonder if that's them perpetuating the stereotype or calling me spineless. Smaller is the way to go. The current wedding industry is predatory with the amount of money they expect a relatively new couple to spend on what is ultimately a glorified party. Financial issues are a prime reason why people get divorced, and what does our society do? Immediately saddle the new couple with a huge financial burden because it's expected. It's that. My wife and I already said that if we had to get married now, that we would just do a courthouse wedding with parents and then just have a party to celebrate and not get a diamond ring. Would have been a lot cheaper. I probably don't want to ps you. It's usually a decision figuring out if I actually want to sleep with you, even if I'm already interested. Although promoting ourselves as Captain Horndog makes us look cool to other guys, so a lot of dudes do that, or they're desperate. I can think a woman's attractive without wanting to ps them. That's always been true, even as a teenager. Man who works at daycare are pedophiles. Every year there are people who complain I work there. Jesus, what a load of BS. As if guys can't be nurturers who like children or even just work there because they need the job. Whenever members at my branch bring their kids, I always get excited because I love answering their questions and teaching them stuff. I always wonder if people think it's weird. Never been a fan of men can't go 6 seconds without thinking about sex. I mean, yeah, we all go around rock hard ready to hump something all hours of every day all the time. I often find the women who scream that ultimately have nothing else to offer in a relationship, so they accuse men